What is up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown, and this is the first episode of the post-game review. Blazer Celtics, one of the better Blazer games I've seen of the year. This team might just be back. Following a 5-game losing streak at home, we respond with a 4-game winning streak on the road with wins over the Celtics. And, who else did we beat earlier? I'm looking at it right now. We beat the Celtics. We beat in the Nets. They didn't have their big three, but still the Nets. We beat the Grizzlies, and we beat the Pacers. 4 very solid wins. And we have the Hawks tomorrow night, who are another very good team, and I might be attending that game possibly. But this game was an example of what the Blazers could really do. Against a good Celtics team, they didn't have Kemba Walker, but I really believe they do play sometimes a lot better without Kemba Walker. Started off the game so hot, both teams, and continued it the whole game. If you look at the final stat line, both teams shot above 50% from three, and then the Blazers shot 52% from the field, Celtics 48%. So both teams, exceptional shooting the ball tonight. But started out hot, no one could miss. Tatum had 22 in the first half. Nurkic was super active early. You saw my tweet I put out. If you follow my Twitter, if you don't follow it, but Nurkic was active super early. Dame came out of the gate strong. And then everyone really just shot the ball extremely well, and the energy was matched all the way around. I'm going to look at the Celtics side first. I'm a Blazers channel here, so I'm going to focus on the Blazers. But, the Celtics, obviously Tatum had a great game, 33 points. He was hot all night. Didn't take a bunch of shots, honestly. Only took 19 shots. When you got 33 and you're hitting 4 or 5 from 3, you expect him to take more shots with the Blazers. That is a credit to them. They kind of shut him down later in the game, really made other players make plays, and those other players, Evan Fournier, 21 points, 8 for 10 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3. Aaron Nesmith, 4 for 4 from 3, 16 points, and Pritchard, 3 for 5 from 3, 13 points. Their supporting cast came to play, but the supporting cast and the starters, other than Tatum and Fournier, Brown only 16 points, 1 for 9 from 3. Smart, 3 for 9 from 3. So those guys struggled. It was either super hot for the Celtics or really struggle. And I think that's, again, a credit to the Blazers. Defense was very, very solid tonight. And then looking at the Blazers, this is, 2 straight games? Or 3 straight? Or something like that. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. Where the 3-guard lineup for the Blazers is looking really, really good. But all of them above 23. Powell had 23, Dame 26, McCollum 33. All shot the ball pretty well from 3, and then Dame had 13 assists. Dame had a great game despite not having his normal 30. And even now, ever since his cold streak, he hasn't really gotten back up to that 30 points per game status. But he looked really good tonight, barring a couple bad possessions near the end of the game where he dribbled it off his knee and then tried to take a 3 that was early in the shot clock. But other than that, it was a good game. At the half, it was tied 71-71. Again, no one was missing. Defense seemed like it was optional, but if you were watching the game, you could tell that both teams were putting in the effort defensively, and both teams were just hitting really tough shots. That's simply what it was. And it makes me wonder if the Blazers take away from this game, if they leave this game thinking we had a good game defensively. You gave up 119 points, which again is not good. But if you were watching this game, you know that the Blazers looked pretty active defensively. It seemed like we were going to go down 5 or maybe even more going into half, but we ended the half strong. We had a Simons 3 off a great pass from Dame. Then Dame drew an offensive foul and got a layup. And then McCollum hit a deep 3. Deep 2. Maybe it was a 3-2. I don't remember. But tied the game at half. So we were tied going to halftime. And just the same things continued. Players were hitting shots. No one had a bad game tonight for the Blazers, in my opinion. The only one that looked like they were having a bad game, and this is going to see something I want to talk about real quick. It's been a consistent theme. Carmelo Anthony does not deserve minutes, really, in the first 3 quarters. He was not good. I saw Danny Meringue on Twitter. He's one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. I think he's got really good insight, good analogies, good just takes on the Blazers. I'm going to read out his tweet. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. He says, "Find me a player who has worse possessions consistently than Melo. I dare you." Between I don't even know what that means. The vacillation between his good and his bad are so extreme. The good is, wow, holy hell, that was amazing. The bad is, wow, holy hell, that was a complete disaster. There is no in between. And he said it perfectly. Melo is just, and I'm talking first 3-quarter Melo. You either see him take an early shot on the shot clock and it goes in, and everyone's like, oh, great shot, or he takes a terrible shot early in the shot clock and it doesn't go in. More often than not, it doesn't. But in the fourth quarter, he seems like he's like, okay, I'm done taking my shots. I'm going to play my role. And he hit some big shots down the stretch for us, ended with 13 points and 3 triples. Nurkic. We'll talk about Nurkic. Nurkic was involved in a little something at the end of the game. Was that the right call? We'll get into that real quick. Marcus Smart. If you didn't see the play, I'm not going to show it on screen because of copyright reasons, but just look it up. Marcus Smart was trying to, I think, stay with Damian Lillard, and Nurkic came out to set a screen. Nurkic kind of shuffled his feet at the end of it. I don't think it would have been called a moving screen if there wasn't so much contact, but Smart went full-on hands, punch to the nuts, and Nurkic went down quickly. I don't think it would have been a foul. They called a foul on Nurkic. I don't think it would have been a foul on Nurkic if he hadn't gone down so hard, but he did. Ended up reviewing it for like 5 minutes later, and 5 minutes straight later in the game, Smart gets ejected. So was it the right call? I don't think it warranted a ejection at all means, but I think it definitely was a flagrant foul. They didn't even give a flagrant. I think they gave a technical. And that was a little theme down the stretch after just the running gun, just everyone hitting shots left and right. No stoppage in the game. It's just going back and forth. You feel like you have no time to just get up from your TV and go to the bathroom. We had like 5 stoppages in the final 4 minutes that were 5 minute plus. It was just a long time to finish this game. Was something that was a little annoying at the end of the game. But back to Nurkic. Nurkic, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, even hit a 3 on the night. He was hitting his flip shots tonight. I mean, that's Nurkic. He's going to throw up his weird shots that you really think you could probably go up stronger. You're 7 foot 250. But he didn't. But, I mean, he went up strong. Didn't go up strong. He hit his shots, 14 points on the night. Powell, again, I love watching Powell play. I love watching his long strides to the basket. He really gets there quickly. He gets out in transition. And, I mean, he always looks really good. Looking at the box score, if the only guy you could think who had a bad game, you would probably say Simons and Cantor. Simons did not have a bad game. Played really sound defense all night. Had one time where he locked up Smart and got a jump ball. Hit a big 3 at the end of the half, like I said earlier. And then Cantor, one of my favorite plays of the night, about 5 minutes left. It was his last time. Nurkic was about to check back into the game. Cantor gets up and deflects the ball and dives on the floor and gets ourselves another possession. And that was the last time he touched the ball. But that was a really big turning point on the game. So, I mean, just this game tonight was what we think we can see from the Blazers on a nightly basis, and something that we need if we're going to go into the playoffs. We need this type of Blazers. And we really needed things to turn around. I mean, if things didn't turn around, the national media would be all over us. People would be telling Dame to leave. Stotts might still be out the door at the end of this year. I'm not on the fire Stotts train. Yes, I question his rotation sometimes, but I think tonight's rotation was good. Except, again, if you saw my Twitter, I'm not saying that he should be playing, but it is kind of disappointing to see Derrick Jones Jr. not get any minutes at all every once in a while now. It does kind of suck. He went from starting before the Powell trade, and now he is not getting any minutes sometimes on a nightly basis. I think he deserves around just somewhere 15 minutes or something. I mean, just looking at the final minutes of the game, Melo had 27. I don't think Melo needs to get above 20, so you get 7 minutes there. And, I mean, Dame, Powell, and CJ all played 38, 39, 39 minutes. I mean, maybe take 5 minutes here or there from one of them. Give Derrick Jones Jr. 12 to 15 minutes just because he brings so much energy to the defensive end. I know he sometimes struggles to knock down his shots, and if they're just leaving him wide open and it's too tough for the Blazers to get their offense going, you can take him out the game. But, I mean, I think he deserves to get minutes just because of his high energy on defense, and then he can just raise the roof with a big dunk or a big play that can be really momentum changing. And that'll bring me to my final points of the video before I just wrap it up. And that is the Blazers. I really want the Blazers to get fans back in this arena. There was a ton of momentum switches tonight where Boston would hit a big shot. When Fournier took it from McCollum twice in a row and got a big bucket there down the stretch, that crowd was in it. And I'm glad the Blazers overcame that crowd and still got the win. But, like, I was really thinking, like, this crowd could change the game because they were getting really loud. And I know Portland – I don't live in Portland. And I know Portland's pretty crazy about their COVID. And COVID's still a big deal there, unlike other cities. But you got to let fans back in the arena. Maybe they'll wait until playoffs. I mean, I look around different sporting venues, and you got baseball fans going full capacity. I just think the Blazers could at least allow like 25% capacity in there. And just if that happened, like, our home record right now is not what it normally is. Normally, I think we are one of the best home teams in the league. This year we're 500 at home. We're better on the road than at home. Don't know why. Could just be it's hard to get up and going when you have no fans in the stands. I mean, it's really hard. That's my opinion. It looks like right now, sorry, I was looking at the standings as I'm saying this. It looks like Dallas is going to lose tonight. So that's going to put us with a tie with Dallas. Lakers are winning right now in the first quarter, but looks like we're going to be tied with Dallas for that 6th seed. Possibly if the Lakers lose, tied for the 5th seed in a 3-way tie with all 3 of those. Maybe I'll have another video coming out on how I want the standings to be, favorable matchups and stuff like that. But overall, great win for us. Again, we got the Hawks tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll get another review out tomorrow night. If I go to the game, maybe I'll throw up a little video from the game. It'll be a tough win, tough game tomorrow night. I really hope I can go. That's all I'm going to say. But if you enjoyed this video and you like the recaps, whether you're coming from Instagram or Twitter, just let me know in the comments. Helps me a lot knowing if you guys like the videos. I mean, I've had a couple videos in the past are doing really good right now. The Damian Lillard clutch shot video, the Gary Trent Jr. video. I know he's not on the Blazers anymore, but I still wanted to post that. But I've had some videos do well, and we're about only 120, 130 subscribers away from 1,000, and that's when I'll really get going, especially now that summer's coming and I'll have a lot more time. But just let me know if you like these, because I enjoy doing them, especially when I get good support back from you guys. So, thanks for watching. Go Blazers. Rip City. Peace.